G'day, it's Shane here again from Lonely Grape TV, and thank you for joining me here in the Scarpantoni cellar door, but more importantly, thank you for helping me spread the word of McLaren Vale wines to the world. As I already mentioned, Scarpantoni cellar door, lovely cellar door and facility that's been here for a long time with the Scarpantoni family. I've been coming in and out of this cellar door for a number of years now, and it's an absolute pleasure to be here at their cellar door. They have a lovely range of red and white wines. Can recommend them quite highly. In fact, on the blog there'll be a review of them coming up pretty soon. But today I thought I'd do something different, and they've just released 2 liqueurs. So I thought that's what I'd share with you now that the weather is starting to get a bit colder here in McLaren Vale, that I thought liqueurs might be the way to go. So the first one I've got here is the Scarpantoni, wrong one. First one here is the Scarpantoni liqueur Riesling, which is, interestingly enough, is made mainly from estate grown grapes. So not too much Riesling is actually grown here in McLaren Vale. And so let's get straight into the wanky thing. So if you can see the colour, magnificent colour there. Now, the best way for me to describe the nose on this is, and it just reminded me straight away of Mum's home cooking apples with a cinnamon and nutmeg on the stove, ready for a apple pie. Absolutely just fantastic, reminds me of that just straight away. This is really interesting. It's much lighter and doesn't have the viscosity that I was expecting of this wine. It's almost got the same mouthfeel as, say, a white or a red wine. Obviously it doesn't taste the same. So the same sort of apple, cinnamon, a little bit of nutmeg coming through, and a wonderfully deep pear, maybe even Nashi pear coming through on this as well on the palate. It's about 17.5% alcohol. It's not hot. You're not getting the alcohol coming through on either the nose or the palate. And it's quite refreshing. It actually cleanses the palate quite nicely. So I think, apart from the obvious drinking this with some homemade apple pie, and Mum, maybe put an order in. But also, I think this would go well with your old cheese and fruit platter at the end of a meal. So that 375ml bottle is $26 a bottle from the cellar door. And the liqueur Shiraz, which I've got here now, is $30 a bottle. Now both of these are from the 08 vintage. And the liqueur Shiraz particularly was done on the basis of the raisioning of the grapes here during that very hot spell in the 2008 vintage. So they took the opportunity to make this liqueur. Oh, this is wonderfully complex nose. And here it's all about the fruit. There's plums, lovely rhubarb on here. And thanks, Jared, for that comment. While I was tasting this just before, he made the comment about rhubarb, and it just fits so nicely. Again, I know there's neutral spirit added in here, and it's the 17.5% alcohol, but you're not getting the burning sensation on the nose, the tingle on the nose, so the alcohol's not obvious there. Again, not that luscious, thick mouthfeel that you expect. It still is luscious from the sweetness. Plums, as I mentioned before, the rhubarb comes in again, maybe even stronger than on the nose. Lovely licorice on the back of the palate as well. Just really nice fruit. The raisins coming through very nicely as well. Just a lovely after dinner wine. I can just see you know, the chocolates and the fruit platter, you know, with maybe the little raisins on it, things like that for the fruit, and sitting back and drinking this with it after your main meal would just be an absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. So I certainly recommend coming down to Scarpantoni's in McLaren Flat of the McLaren Vale area, and you will not be disappointed. So that's all we have time for Only Grape TV today. Hope you've enjoyed yourself. I know I certainly have. It's always good to come to a wonderful cellar door like this and have a safe and happy week. Thank you.